Forgive me because I kind of took some NyQuil, so I'm a little slow in the brain right now. But I'm going to talk about networking and why it is essential for you to be successful in life. In general, not even if... Here's when the NyQuil's kicking in. Not even in regards to being a businessman, but just in regards to working at a regular job, going to school, living a normal life. If you want to be successful, you need to network with people. You need reliable friends and associates. And you also need to develop people skills. So I'll give you an example out of my life. Am I a winner or am I a loser? Now, I consider myself a winner. Most people I meet consider me a loser. How can we both be right? Let me explain. When it comes to taking a test, I'm a winner. I ace the test. If it's a math test, an English test, whatever. I'm not great at math, but generally in school I do really well on my test. And I don't have great grades, but generally speaking, my grades are not really that bad. So I have pretty good grades in school. If you hire me to do a job, I do the job really well. You want me to paint your house? I do a great job painting your house. Most people do not. When I work for a company, I double and triple their profits. I make lots of money for them. I make life easier on my boss. If you ask me to run a mile, I'll run it and I'll run it fast. I'll beat everyone else in the race. So when it comes to me doing things, I'm a winner. I'm highly competent. I'm trustworthy. I'm reliable. I'm a great person. I'm really an asset to any community I'm part of. Any place I work at, I'm an asset. I'm one of their best workers they have. But when it comes time to getting my paycheck, I'm a loser. I triple company profits, but they pay me the lowest wage in the building. I'm the hardest worker in the building. I get the lowest wage in the building. I have really high test grades. Teacher doesn't recommend me for honors classes. The teacher recommends somebody who has lower grades than me, or lower test scores than me. They get the honors class. I don't. Even though I win the race, I'm not recommended for track and field. Somebody slower than me goes there. And I never get the promotions. I never get trained. I get disrespected and treated like a worm all the time. Everybody looks at me like I'm a loser. And I gotta live in poverty and endure all kinds of hardship. What gives? Well, the essential ingredient here is relationships with people and networking. Basically, when I was young, when I was in high school and even in my 20s, I thought that you really didn't need to worry too much about other people, that rules would be followed, that businesses and schools would be logical and rational. If you work hard, you'll get ahead, you'll get a promotion if you work hard. If you have a high test score, you'll get a good grade. And that's almost never the case. I couldn't figure out what was going on. But really, people take things very personally. If you go to work and you joke around with the boss, you get a promotion. You smoke pot with the boss, you get a promotion. You play golf with the boss, you get a promotion. You work really hard and triple company profits, you don't get a promotion. You're a loser. So the boss doesn't like you because you don't talk to him about the weather. And even in school, that happens a lot of times. There's a certain element where you have to learn people skills. But networking goes beyond that. Like when I went to Cincinnati State, I did very well on all my tests. I passed all my classes. I had a fairly good GPA. And I was one class away from graduating. They blocked me from signing up for that class. When I pressed a lady about it, she eventually said she doesn't like white males and she doesn't want men in the classroom. I found out that's true, that no men have graduated from this program because they're all blocked from the last class. And when I tell my family this, let's imagine that I have a normal family, normal friends, normal neighborhood. If I had a normal family, my grandma would be up there beating these people with her purse, saying, "Why'd you do my grandson like that? Why are you cheating my grandson out of an education?" My mom, my dad, everybody would be up there fighting with them. The whole trailer park, I don't literally live in a trailer park, but metaphorically speaking, the whole trailer park would be up there. Their office would be full of 20 people complaining. saying, why are you doing this to Raymond? We're going to protest. We're going to sue. I want to speak to your supervisor, you know. At that time, the teacher, the program coordinator, would say, you know what, I'm just going to let Raymond take this class. It'd be no problem. But that's not what really happens. What happens with me is my family don't respect me. My so-called friends don't respect me. My neighbors don't respect me. So I go and tell my family, hey, this is what the school did to me. They'll say, must be something you did. You must have did something to deserve it. The school never did that to me. Why is it always you? Why is it always you that have a problem, huh? And then I lose. Then my entire education's screwed over. If a mechanic rips me off, and I say, hey, could you come over here and help me just pick up my car, and the mechanic ripped me off again, you know, he's trying to play a game with me. If I had a good family, good friends, they come up to the mechanic, they'd be like, sir, you're an asshole. Why are you trying to rip off my friend? You know, we're going to report you to Better Business Bureau. Let's get the car and get out of here. But that's not how my family works or my so-called friends. What they do, they'll come up to the mechanic and be like, I know Raymond's always complaining. He's always blaming someone else. He doesn't want to take responsibility. I'm sorry you have to deal with Raymond. He's just weird, you know. There's just something wrong with him, you know. If some people are beating me up, I'm getting jumped, and two people are beating the crap out of me, if my family member comes by, they'll start hitting me too. They'll be like, Raymond must have did something to deserve this beat down. He's just a piece of crap, you know. If I had good friends, good family, they'd knock the people out and help me. They'd have my back. And it's similar, I could have straight A's. You know, be in high school, come home like, Dad, I got straight A's. My dad would be like, you must have cheated. You don't deserve it, you know. And that's where networking, just on a very practical level, where networking really benefits you. If you have people who respect you, are similar to you, have similar interests, or are related to your field of expertise, it helps you to win at life in general. Like, my life would be radically different, be completely different if I just had a few people that I could rely on. And if I would have went out and put a real effort into meeting people and making friendships and making connections and finding people of high quality. Like, I found a house selling for, it was like $6,000 or something like that. It was appraised at $80,000. I call up everybody I know. Look, this house, let's all chip in together and buy this house. $80,000 house for $6,000. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no scam or nothing here. This bank just wants to get rid of it. Everybody's like, Raymond, you're just too lazy to work. You always think you're going to get rich quick. You're always telling me about how rich you're going to get. I said, listen to me. This is an $80,000 house for $6,000. We could rent it out for, you know, $600 a month. We turn around and resell it a couple years later. No, Raymond, I don't have the money. You know, I know you have money in the bank. I mean, this is guaranteed. No, you're just, you know. I can't find not one person interested in this. The only person I was interested in was somebody, a realtor, that I bought some property off of. And, but we weren't able to get it. 2 years later, $6,000 house sold for $200,000. $190,000 lost. It could have been 5 people splitting that. 2 people, whatever. No matter how many ways you split it. Even if it was 10 people, we'd each have $19,000 profit. Or just rent it out for life. And these are the opportunities I lose because all my friends and family are losers. Some of them might have good jobs or nice homes or whatever, but their attitude, the way they treat me, the way they treat other people, their expectations, and it just doesn't work. I'm telling you, I would probably be a millionaire right now if I had good friends. Like from 18 years old to 35, if I just had trustworthy, reliable friends. But all the people I ever meet are losers. All right, my roommate, a guy I went to high school with, I've known him since middle school. And out of high school, we're like 19, 20 years old, we moved in together, roommates. This guy known me for years. I've always been good to him. I've always been honest, trustworthy, reliable. He knows I'm an intelligent guy. And he meets my dad for 5 minutes. My dad tells him that I'm a scumbag and that I treat him badly. And after that, my friend turned against me. Why do you treat your dad like that? I said, listen, man, you've known me for 10 years. You know my dad for 5 minutes. My dad's not telling you the truth. It's not true. But he wouldn't accept that. So, like that, so quick to believe that I'm a scumbag, I'm low life, or whatever. Then my friend works at a cabinet shop that his parents own, and he's making decent money. I'm flipping burgers at McDonald's. I'm like, can you give me a job at the cabinet shop? No, you can't handle it. At the time, I was like, okay, whatever. I should have pressed that. But I didn't realize how important this stuff was back then. But why have that low opinion of me? And eventually, I just moved out. I was paying half his bills. There's a lot of other stuff to it, but he was really devastated. It hurt him financially, but it hurt me financially. But he could have helped me get a job with his parents. They were hiring. He could have treated me with more respect or whatever it was. So, I guess not only network, but be very clear about your expectations. You demand respect. Be very clear. We're not losers here. If you think I'm a loser, don't talk to me again. I'm putting that on my resume. I need to be respected. If you think I'm a loser, I don't want to work for you. I've just dealt with this nonsense so many times. But I know a lot of people are not going to believe me, but seriously, I've had so many real estate opportunities that if I just had a couple people to help me out, we could have made a lot of money. I've had this happen several times in my life. $100,000 profit. It could, I'm earning $10,000 a year, flipping burgers at McDonald's, doubling and tripling their profits, by the way, being the best worker they have and being treated like garbage. But at the same time, I'm finding $100,000 business deals, real estate deals, and they all would have worked out. Even not all of my stock investing. I did lose some money for someone else, but most of my stock investments really worked out well as well. And I just didn't have a lot of money to put in. If you only have $1,000 to invest, you can double and triple your money and you still only have like $3,000, So, man, I don't know why it's so confusing to most people. Because for me, I guess it was confusing for me for a long time. I really didn't understand this. Nobody ever told me. And then I just start looking at what's going on in my life. Like, you know what? Why am I so smart? I work so hard. I do such a good job. Yet I'm losing time and time again. And I'm like, it's the people around me. As I don't have any trustworthy friends. I don't have a good family. I don't have good partners. And when I look for people, I always meet losers. Every person I meet is like a loser. I never meet people who are good partners, who are trustworthy, reliable, smart, confident. I don't meet those people. I meet people who can know me for 50 years and they'll meet someone for 5 minutes that says something bad about me and they'll go into insult mode or something. So I hope you really see that the Prosperity Society provides you with networking opportunities. You can business network, but you can also network for friendship and other goals. And people have your back. It's such an asset, not only financially, but it's also something that gives you more prestige. People respect you a lot more because you have friends that respect you. The reason I'm getting ripped off and robbed and cheated all the time is because I don't have anybody. I've talked to my friend about this. My friend works in Wall Street. He's very similar to me. He was my friend in high school. We both are highly intelligent. He's a black guy, though. We have a similar personality. We're kind of introverted people, kind of a little bit weird to most people. But he told me he has so many times he's been discriminated against for being black, and in college and life, he's had police harass him and this and that. And I've said, I'm white and I've been discriminated against time and time again. I have the same stories. And I'm like, you know what? I think a lot of it is just our personalities, that we're loners. And if I go into a bank and I'm just by myself and I'm trying to get a loan or something, they see that I don't have a lot of personal contacts. I don't have a lot of friends or whatever. And that makes me look weak. It makes it look like something's wrong with me. So they're going to treat me like shit. If you try to get a good job, you need references. You need to know people, network, have references that help. It's so important. It's like crucial to network with people and meet good contacts. And for some reason, it never clicked in my brain how important this was. But even when I realize it's important, it's still extremely hard to find those good people. And Prosperity Society is not going to be the only place you network at. You got to network on your job. If you work in construction, you got to meet other construction people. If you work in education, you meet other people in education. But it can serve as your basic hub, your primary hub for meeting personal contacts who can really help you with your goals and help you with life. And more importantly, to really have friendship with people who are similar to you and share some of your values. So I hope that explains networking pretty well. Thank you, and please excuse my intoxication from NyQuil.